when the night ends. What you gonna do about it? Tell you what, let's forget about it. You've got enough fancy friends and a way about you. Like your luck, it's never ever gonna dry up. No, tell you what, let's forget about it. You got it all figured out and a way about you. Like you can't get enough of wild nights. You work so hard, night and day, all of it so you can be the queen on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday too. And the way you move is like you own the room. Everybody gonna turn their heads and look at you, yeah. What you gonna do about it? Tell you what, let's forget about it. You've got enough fancy friends and a way about you. Like your luck, it's never ever gonna dry up. No, tell you what, let's forget about it. You got it all figured out and a way about you. Like you can't get enough of wild nights and high
all scattered across the dusty floor. In the backseat of my Chevy 58, along with bits of candy wrappers. Looking back to when our castle was a shack. Vacation was making figure eights in the parking lot. Remember when we used to forgive more than we forgot? It wasn't like we didn't work hard enough. I'm trying to hold on to all the things that we did right. But how could I forget about you leaving? Since my heart has never stopped bleeding. All that I can see is that I lost you then. Looking for a reason to forgive you. And sometimes I even wanna be with you, just to hear you say that it's alright now. I am tearing down this wall.
I just miss you more than anything. It's way too quiet in the house. I'm just wasted on the couch, 'cause I don't wanna feel anything. Wish you'd stayed here beside me. This isn't how it's supposed to be. Wish you'd stayed here right with me. I can't shake that feeling that we said goodbye too soon.
It's been a struggle. I know you've had some pain. I know you're feeling tired, held down by all the rain. Yeah, I know you're feeling lonely. Your smile ain't the same. Not sure where to go from here. Feel like you've lost your way. Don't give up, no, don't give in. Never lose hope, don't let go of the promise. It ain't done yet, he's got a plan. Watch him break down, got a miracle. Watch him break down, got a miracle. Found myself alone. Yeah, I felt so far away from all I've ever known. But you called my name and waited there with open arms. You will never let me go. Robe on now, you got a golden ring. Ain't nothing that I need, 'cause you're providing everything. You're a good, good father. You're a gracious king.
Oh.
Your eyelids and perfect lips got me rushing, pen and pencil. Like lilies open, the fragrance goes to my head, my darling. I get everything that has been, don't matter no more. We've earned it. All those whirlwinds can't touch us no more. We've earned it. Mostly off track and under attack. We've earned it. And we say goodbye to each other. Now everything that has been don't matter no more. We've earned it. All those whirlwinds can't touch us no more. We've earned it. Everything that has been don't matter no more. We've earned it. All those whirlwinds can't touch us no more. We've earned it.
Hours from dawn as I'm driving at night, waiting to get somewhere. What can go wrong when we say it outright? I really wish you were here. People seem to know just where they're headed, while you and I just feel like we're pretending. I can't do it on my own when I'm this far away from home. Won't you tell me something good? Won't you tell me something good? As I think of you and I, there's too much gonna pass us by if we don't talk like we should. Won't you tell me something good? Weekend is gone and we're lying in bed, waiting to start the day. We can't go on like we've only just met. I'd hate for it to end this way. People seem to know just where they're headed, while you and I just feel like we're pretending. I can't do it on my own when I'm this far away from home. Won't you tell me something good? Won't you tell me something good? As I think of you and I, there's too much gonna pass us by if we don't talk like we should. Won't you tell me something good? I've been waiting to feel near you, shouting at me or even tears from you. So show me something real. I can't do it on my own when I'm this far away from home. Won't you tell me something good? Won't you tell me something